Just as my colleague Papa Ni Shali has been indicating earlier, the Ministry of Education says more than 50% of textbooks meant for the basic schools have been printed and delivered to various regional offices. For more than 2 years, students at the basic schools have been without approved textbooks since the new curriculum was introduced. But Deputy Minister of Education, Reverend Tim Forger, says the books have been delivered to students and the rest will be ready before September deadline.
Since the introduction of a new curriculum, basic schools have gone without textbooks for years. Well, today, the Deputy Minister for Education is at one of the printing houses responsible for delivering new textbooks to these students. I have with me here two of those books. This is Sub-Saharan Science for Primary Schools, Basic 3, and there's York Series Science for Primary Schools. This is for Class 4. There's more that is being printed across the country, but here in this particular printing house is just for science. I have the Executive Director of Back Press, Francis Nyeni, who will join me and give me the update on the progress of work in this particular printing house. So, Francis, how many books were you commissioned to actually print?
Contractually, we were commissioned to print over 1 million books for 2 publishers.
Okay. And in total, how many books were expected to print individually?
In terms of one publisher, we're supposed to print 500,000 and the other publisher also 500,000.
Okay, great. But so that was a month ago, I want to believe. You have about a month to complete your deadline. We're giving 120 days in total for all the publishers. And what was the progress of the work that in particular Back Press has done?
Okay, in terms of the contract that we signed with the publishers, for that matter the government through the publishers, we're supposed to print and deliver within 90 days. So far, we've printed and delivered 60% of the total quantity. So we believe, which is even on or before, we can guarantee that we can deliver the rest of the books on or before the 90 days deadline. So
what would you say the percentage of work that you've done?
About 60%.
60%?
Yes.
What was the progress of the remaining 40%? The 60%, let me ask first. Is it that they've left your warehouse, if given to the publishers, it's gone to the regional level?
The 60% has left our warehouse and delivered through the publishers to the regional level for onward distribution to the district. So far the 40% which is left to be worked on, about 15% or 20% is complete. As you witnessed in our factory, looking at the progress of work, as I indicate, we'll be able to deliver less than the stipulated time.
Well, we are told that across the country, the producers or those in the business of the printing have completed about 50% of the work.
Today we are here, we've inspected all the processes that the textbook printing goes through, and already some 60% of the quantities expected have already been delivered to the various regions for subsequent delivery to the district levels and eventually to classrooms. So all over the country, as we are receiving these positive reports, same are also being received from other printers, and distribution is ongoing, which you can follow. And so we are excited that finally we have textbooks in our classrooms, and we are going to be printing and delivering until the last classroom receives adequate levels of textbooks.
This is not the first printing press you've been to. In total, how many books have you taken stock of?
We are collating the figures for all the subjects that are being printed and for all the publishers that have been engaged to print. And so by close of the week, we'll be able to have a report as to how many total number of books have gone to the regional levels or regional centers, how many have actually got to the classrooms. All that will be collated.
So students, when can they expect to get the books in their hand? When exactly can we expect the textbooks in the classroom?
By now, some classrooms have them. As I indicated, deliveries had already, as we came here, 60% had already left the 4 walls of this warehouse or this printing press. In some schools, they have received, and in other cases, the delivery has been made to the regions. In some cases, deliveries has even got to the district levels, and so we are monitoring and ensuring that the delivery, printing, delivery, distribution must continue as effective at the speed that we are seeing it now, and we are very optimistic that even before the 90-day period, every school and every child will have the required number of books.
An example of a school that has received the books that we can check from.
We'll give you all the details. We'll check and give you all the details.
You said it's an ongoing process, something has happened.
It's an ongoing process. We'll collate all the data, and then we'll let you know.
That the ministry at this point in time do not know that students or schools that have received
On that mischief angle, because that will not be.
So it's not mischief. You mentioned that some of the students have received the textbooks.
Process that is ongoing. We are here at the press house, having seen the production, the packaging, and the delivery, and we have given you information of about 60% that have already gone to regions that have also been in the process of being distributed. Some have definitely gone to schools.
The textbooks for the students are being loaded right now onto this particular truck, and I'm told this vehicle is going to the northern region where students are expected to take stock of it. The ministry says it knows that the distribution and the printing are being done synchronously, and it hopes to update the public on the exact figures very soon. For Joy News, Michael Ashali.